Hello, and welcome to my spoken word channel. My name is Stephen Lackey, but like any other label, that name is simply a collection of letters that make sounds to convey meaning, a meaning which may have varying connotations for those who voice and or hear it. The spoken word is much the same, its effect ranging from dissonance to resonance, apathy to revulsion, sometimes even to the same person over time. I'll be reading some of my own work today, offering analysis of its meter, rhyme scheme, and content. If you find it appealing, heartening, or evocative, or even not worth remembering, please consider the aforementioned variability of response. Words, much the same as attitudes, friendships, and even the air we breathe, may teach us, transform us, or pass uninspiringly in this moment, but the next is yet to be defined. Herein are my copyrighted works, all rights reserved, but please forget the name and remember the message. Also, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Today's piece is called The Riddle. The day you died, this heart tried to follow, turning inward, missing beats, avoiding stale blood. Defiant lungs refusing air that clung to your remains, this body decayed to a lesser state as still I stood, taunting the gravity of my tomb. And that riddle has vexed me. Imagine a vault at the end while shackled to humanity. Hide both keys from yourself lest you discover they are identical. The day you died, I struggled to remind myself that still you exist as part of that riddle. Somehow both my strength to go on and my freedom from earthly constraints. I have yet all I ever had of you. The memories of your voice, your pressure upon me, your scent and taste, your gifts witnessed. Whatever you had been, you still are. And though I mourn, I rejoice in your memory. The day you died, this heart tried to follow, to celebrate your freedom, if not yet to share in it. This is a free verse elegy for the narrator's partner. Present at their passing, many realizations happen at once. The air in the room was unfit for breathing, the narrator's lungs refusing to draw it to a heart that sought to stop beating. The narrator claims their own body began decaying in that moment, yet paradoxically remained upright, and the philosophy of the riddle was considered, in which it is proposed that the tomb, here the very concept of death, is in fact the same as life, in that we are ostensibly bound to our current state, shackled to existence or its shadow, explained thusly. The decedent is both a source of ongoing strength and a reminder of regrettably finite time. All of their shared gifts are readily celebrated in the narrator's memory, concurrent to mourning. The decedent is now free from mortal pains, and a piece of the narrator felt like dying that day as well, if only to stay directly linked to the decedent, playing on the concept of grief is love with no place left to go. With regard to the conceptual key, darkness will come for us in time, sudden or welcomed, as a soft shroud. One may, of course, holding the keys to life, unshackle from mortality willingly for whatever reason, but an identical key seals one's tomb. If one is to use the key instead to directly unseal the tomb of another, memories of the deceased flow overwhelmingly unchecked. Better than flooded at the open gate, let them seep sparingly from time to time, reminding then of joys past, both keys remaining hidden from us. But they are not hidden from us. Sharing in the freedom of the dead is an interesting concept to consider, and perhaps why the balance seemed to be the shackles of life. What direction to face when turning the key can be a difficult decision, especially if one feels that it must be turned. One would do well to remember that while the dead do not return bodily, memory and grief are as real as the touch of any hand. And we would also do well not to abuse the privilege of a key just because it is in our possession and we are pained to hold it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope it has been some mix of enlightening, entertaining, and thought-provoking, and if not, well, perhaps another time. You could have spent it any number of ways, but I sincerely appreciate that you've chosen to spend this time listening to phrases I have turned. I'd like to hear your thoughts as well. Drop a comment below regarding what your own or someone else's creative writing and or spoken word has meant to you. Also, subscribe to my channel if you like. I'm not sure how often I'll be posting, but if you click the notification bell, you'll be among the first to know when I do. Please also consider this. It is quite a good thing to flex one's imagination with possibilities and even improbabilities. It is perfectly fine to express feelings directly or abstractly, in rigid poetical style or untethered prose, no matter the nature of those feelings. And the more often discussed, the greater the power derived from such self-advocacy. After all, every act of creation was at one point a what if, and any aspiration voiced is, in a sense, a goal already achieved. One must merely take the steps. Start today. Embody the strength. Find a voice. Be heard.